This is a Memorial Day edition of Locked On Astros. We want to thank those who have loved ones who served in the military, who gave their life, or those who are no longer with us that serve the military. Thank you so much for your service. We honor you today. And on this special day, we remember those who make these freedoms and these things possible. Things like Locked On Astros, things like Houston Astros baseball. So with that being said, let's get into it.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hey there, and welcome into another edition of Locked On Astros. That's right. Sometimes you got to have the mic turned up, and why my mic was muted, I have no idea. Thank you for letting me know, Rio. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is Htown Wheelhouse with Locked On Astros. We're your team every day, and who knows, maybe that is kind of a sign of the way things went tonight. It was a weird game. It was an odd game. You had some good things happen. You had some bad things happen. But the bottom line is this, that the Astros walked away with the loss. But what I want to do before we get started is I want to start by saying I want to let y'all know how much those of us that Locked On Astros are excited. We're thankful for those who have served in the military and gave everything. Those that lost their life in the line of duty, those that are no longer with us. If you have a loved one who is no longer with us and served in the military or lost their life in battle, we thank you for their sacrifice. And we wouldn't have the opportunity to do things like Locked On Astros or even watch sports or even have the freedoms we do without those who gave their life for everybody. So thank y'all from the bottom of our heart on this Memorial Day. It's kind of odd to say happy Memorial Day because it's not necessarily happy, but at the same time, we know what the sentiment is when people do say that. So just make sure that if you know someone who lost a loved one, you thank them for the service and for the sacrifice of those that were close to them that we lost along the way. So tonight, we look at this game and we look at a few things. There are three things I really want to take away from this. Number one, Framber Valdez's quality start despite the first inning. The Astros trying to respond, and I guess coupled in the last segment, just looking at what Abreu did today offensively and defensively, and talk about how important this series is in Seattle. So let's go ahead and start with the top of the list on our show today. Thank y'all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. Look, you can find us on Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. If you're listening to us, you can check us out on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we would love to have you come over there. Game Time is the title sponsor for today. Check out Game Time. And if you download the app, you create the account, you use the code Locked On MLB, you get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. So, look, we'll get to Bregman in a second. I know we're all upset at Bregman. I know we're upset at Abreu, but we'll talk about Abreu in the second segment. Okay, I want to first start with Framber, then I want to go to the offense trying to hit their stride and just came up short. Thank y'all for tuning in. Maybe hit that like button. We would appreciate it. But both teams had 6 hits tonight. Both teams only scored, the Mariners scored 3 runs. That was all in the first. The Astros scored 2 runs. That was all in the fifth. This Mariners offense is not good, okay? I know they had 3 hits tonight, but they're not good. Julio Rodriguez looked like an all-star today, going 2 for 4 and stealing 2 bases, I believe. He's done that 2 games in a row. But why am I touting Mariners stats? I have no idea. Let's talk about Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez comes in, and his game was actually really good after the first inning. Yes, he did give up the 3 runs, but he had the 4 strikeouts, and he retired, I believe, 10 or 11 batters in a row after he gave up the 3 runs. And so he came in and he only gave up 3 runs in the first inning. The Houston Astros, when they put up the 2 spot, we'll talk about that in a second, in the 5th inning, should have absolutely backed him up. They just simply did not. And if you go through this first inning, J.P. Crawford had a double. Dylan Moore was called out on strikes, which that strike zone, oh my gosh, it was terrible. Julio Rodriguez singled. Mitch Garver walked. Kyle Riley was out on a sacrifice fly to center, 1-0 Seattle. Ty France singles on a ground ball to left field of Yordan Alvarez, 2-0. Mitch Haniger singles on a ground ball to center field. Jake Myers. And then it is 3-0. Ryan Bliss grounds out. Now, I believe the first run, the first single, it says went to right fielder Kyle Tucker. That was the error by Jose Abreu. And you know, Jose Abreu came in. I was shocked to see him in the starting lineup. And I actually discussed it with my son. He was watching the game with me, and I said, let's watch a replay of this. And he said, I think it was a bad hop. I reached out to a friend of mine, and he said, well, but he didn't cover it right. He didn't get down in front of the ball. He kind of looked like he tried to avoid the ball. Everything that Jose Abreu does, we're going to nitpick. And that's what we've done. That's what we're going to do. Because this is a former MVP. Now, he didn't come over here for his defense, but that's not an excuse. We're not trying to give him an out. But I was really surprised they put him in the starting lineup. Now, he contributed. We'll talk about the offense later. But Framber Valdez, if he makes that stop, the Mariners maybe score 2 runs that inning. And then if that happens, we're talking about going to extra innings. I mean, and anything could have happened in extra innings. I know the Astros aren't great in extra innings. I'm not saying they would have crushed the Mariners, but this is a very winnable game. We're 24-30 now, and 29-26 for the Mariners. So they move a little bit further away. This is crazy. 2 teams had 6 hits apiece. Seattle got 3 hits with the runner in scoring position. The Astros got 2. Framber Valdez did throw well. So the Astros look at that. They got 2 runs with runners in scoring position. The Mariners got 3. They made the most of the opportunities they had. They just weren't enough for the home team, for the good guys, I should say. I don't know if y'all remember that campaign, the good guys. We need to bring that back. I mean, Relentless is probably not a good one. Like, if we were under the banner of the good guys, I could see us, or the nice guys. How's that? Because we're playing like a bunch of nice guys right now. Unfortunately, that's just not fun to say. Yordan does not look comfortable in the batter's box at all. Look, Yordan, he's just not himself. I don't know what to say. 265 OPS of 791, continuing to dip, continuing to drop. Kyle Tucker 0 for 3 tonight, did have a walk, had a strikeout. I didn't say it on the last podcast, but Kyle Tucker in the last series was only 2 for 12. Despite his home run, his 18th home run, the fastest Astro to get to the fastest an Astro offensive player has gotten to 18 home runs in a season. He only got 2 hits in that series. So Kyle Tucker isn't exactly hitting the cover off the ball lately. Jake Myers continues his stretch, 2 for 4 today. His amazing catch, his defense. I mean, gosh, if the guys weren't on base, him making that grab shuts the inning down. But 2 runs scored because it was so deep. He was literally on his derriere when he caught the ball. And I forget how fast he went. I'll have to look. Brian McTaggart tweeted about it. It says right here, Myers covered 88 feet at 28 feet per second to make the catch. He was flying. Jake Myers, when he was on base, was flying from first to third. I thought Jake Myers might actually try to score, but I'm glad he didn't. He would have been thrown out. It was just a weird game. The offense tried to respond. Like I said, if you look at what they did, So, second inning, Jeremy Pena struck out 4 times tonight, looking terrible at the plate. John Singleton struck out. Jake Myers called out on strikes. That's awful. You got to go all the way to the 5th inning. Pena called out on strikes. Well, there's a mystery. Jake Myers singles on a sharp line drive to left fielder Jonathan Clace, who made a catch later on in the game. Oh, my gosh, I didn't think he was going to catch the ball from Jordan. Jordan almost had a double. Almost. So we're almost there. John Singleton singled on a line drive. That was a great shot, but it careened just right to, Mitch Haniger got to it enough to where Jake Myers had to stop at third. Then Jose Abreu singled on a sharp line drive to center field Julio Rodriguez. Jake Myers scores. John Singleton in the third. Then Caratini with the nice sacrifice fly. That ball almost went out. The wind, the humidity, whatever is keeping the ball in the park. Jose Altuve doubles. You're like, yes, Jose Altuve doubles. We're going to get this going. Kyle Tucker's up. He gets out, grounds out. That was the scoring. That was the offensive outpouring of the Houston Astros. And next, we're going to talk about Jose Abreu and his offense and his defense after these words. This episode is brought to you by Stitch Fix. Style so good you can feel it. Go to stitchfix.com/MLB. You know that instant confidence boost you get when that outfit makes you look really good? That's what I get with Stitch Fix. Easily upgrade your wardrobe this year with the professional stylist that helps you find your new on-trend favorites that will work for you. In my experience with Stitch Fix, they always pick the things I want, the sizes I want, and the budget that I need. They send you 5 just for me pieces plus outfit recommendations and pro styling advice. My stylist always sends just the right pieces and they fit. The fit is on point. It's almost like they have ESP. Stitch Fix makes it so easy. You don't have to do all the shopping. They take all that out of it for you. Style that makes you feel good, makes you look good. Get started today with stitchfix.com/MLB. You get $20 off your first fix. That's stitchfix.com/MLB for $20 off. Stitchfix.com/MLB. Must redeem within 7 days of sign up. Hey there, thank you all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. Make sure you check out the Locked On Sports Today channel, the only 24/7 sports channel on YouTube. That's right, all the sports, all the time, all the big stories are on there every single day, 24/7. Make sure you check out the Locked On Astros postcast with Michael Connor as he brings you immediate reaction to every single game, Monday through Sunday. That's right. The tireless effort of Michael Connor will get you not only Astros, but get you Rockets. It will get you Texans and University of Houston sports as well. So check that out today. Go ahead and subscribe to the Locked On Houston sports channel as well. We got you covered. You want multiple perspectives? We offer it right here. Some interesting comments here about Jordan. I'm not going to necessarily say this out loud. I can't even say your last name, Mr. L or Miss L. I don't know if you're a boy or girl, a man or a woman, but I promise you Jordan trains. I promise you he's not lazy. I promise you that these guys in the offseason, I know I've spoken with Ronel Blanco about his offseason work and just knowing I'm actually personal friends with a photojournalist that actually goes to Cuba the last, 12, 13 years. And there is no lack of training that goes on in any of these countries. These guys put in their work. Jordan Alvarez is so stoic. When I had the opportunity to interview him last year when he was on his rehab start, when I walked into the room, when he walked into the room with the press, I can tell you that I've never felt someone bring a calming presence like Jordan Alvarez. I expected the opposite. I expected it to be an intimidating type thing. I've been in the room with some of my favorite athletes, and I've been absolutely enamored and overwhelmed by meeting guys like Michael Jordan. I've been enamored by meeting guys like, Ricky Henderson. I'm trying to think of guys that got big personalities. Of course, this was in a media setting. When I met Jordan Alvarez, his presence was so like, okay, this is cool. When I went into the Verlander presser after his first rehab start, there was definitely an intimidation. Like there was this aura of, wow, this is Justin Verlander, first ballot Hall of Famer. You just knew that Justin Verlander and myself were different. When Jordan walked in, I felt like we were the same. And I think that's a reflection of his character and his leadership. So I don't think there's any lack of training. I just think Jordan Alvarez, when he gets in a slump, it's all mental, and then his mechanics are off. And so it's going to take something. Maybe his dad needs to tell him to bunt again. But today, Jose Abreu comes in with a lot of pressure. Jose Abreu, the only thing he could have done, I think, that would have made things 10 times worse for this fan base if he would have gone in there and struck out like Jerry Pena. Look, you want to talk about bad offense? Jerry Pena looked horrible today. 0 for 4 strikeouts. I will say this, that umpire was trash today. On the same day that Angel Hernandez announces his retirement, this umpire shows up and just absolutely shreds and murders the strike zone and says, I'm going to call a strike within 20 feet. It's almost like on a radar when a weatherman says it's a 20% chance of rain. You know what that means? It means there's a 20% chance that somebody in that radar area is going to get rain. Well, he was doing the meteorologist version of umpiring. He was like, well, it would have been a strike somewhere. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I mean, this dude was drunk on his power for calling strikes. It was terrible. It was, I mean, the pitches weren't even close. And it was so bad that it was interrupting the I guess I almost said play calling, the color commentating by Jeff Blum. I mean, it was just awful. Man, that ump did do Fromber dirty in September as well in the same park. Look, I don't know what it is about some of these umpires. Like, they make you really want to just get a robot in there. Someone's asking me a question. Brett, can you explain to David he was going to be thrown out? Oh, you're talking about Jake Myers running through the stop sign. Jake Myers didn't stand a chance. Jake Myers would have been mowed down. I mean, it would have not even been close. Are you talking about Jake Myers? Tell me in the comments who you're talking about, and I can address it. So anyways, I can't get sidetracked. That's what's tough about doing this by yourself is I've got a flow going, and then y'all have got these separate conversations. That's why, just a little reminder of guidance. Let's try to stay focused on the content at hand, because if you guys got a debate going on and I'm addressing Jose Abreu, I can't just switch. I mean, look, I know a man of many talents, and I know Eric and we hold it down really well here, but we're not computers. So what is my analysis? Let me get back focused. So what is my analysis of Abreu's offense and defense? His defense wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. I think the hop that he took was a really bad hop. He almost took one to the chin, which would have been added injury to insult, I guess you could say. Should he have gotten that ground ball? Well, of course. I mean, he's a professional first baseman. I mean, do professionals drop pop flies? Yes. Is that an excuse? No. But does it happen? Yes. I mean, that's baseball. What I would have done is I would have put Abreu at DH and Singleton at first. Now, does Singleton get that ball? I mean, he's been snagging a lot of balls. He's been scooping a lot of baseballs at first and doing a very good job of it. That's what I would have done. I would have flip-flopped those two. And who knows, if Singleton's at first base, maybe you're looking at going into extra innings and possibly winning this game. Should have, would have, could have, but we didn't, and it didn't happen. But my analysis of his hitting, I mean, look, the ball he hit was 102.5 off the bat. That was a good hit. He was, he did something. He contributed. Jose Abreu came in, and everyone's like, you better not strike out. Well, he didn't. He came in and he absolutely, did what he was supposed to do. And he contributed to the team in that way. It was, 102.3 miles per hour off the bat, and it got the Astros on the board. It's not his fault the rest of the offense decided to, not show up. It's not his fault that they kept swinging at. Bryce Miller established a low and away outside slider or whatever he was throwing on the outside of the plate, Cal Riley was setting on the outside of the plate, was making that ball look like a strike. I don't know how. And that is what really did them in. That is what really did them in. And so at the end of the day, bad umpiring, lack of offense. Your pitcher comes out and gives up 3 in the first and then looks great in the end. And look, Rafael Montero, got to give him his flowers. He could have had that inning get away from him. He didn't. He got into a pressure situation. But in our last segment, let's talk about how important is this series win, is a series win in Seattle after this. This episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app today and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Game Time is always there. I mean, they should be called On Time because every time I need tickets to Game Time, they are on time. They are there. It is easy to use. You download the app, 2 clicks, and you've got the tickets in your phone. You don't have to rubber your email, your junk email, your spam folder. They're right there. Whether it's baseball, concerts, basketball, football, it doesn't matter the event. They've got you covered. It's not just in your city. I mean, you can look all over Game Time if you're going on a trip. So check it out today. Game Time is the only place I go with zone deals, with views from my seat, with the guarantee that they have the lowest price. If you find a lower price for the same section and same row on a different page, they will credit you 110% the difference. Make sure that you know that terms do apply, but download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create the account and redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKED on MLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. Yeah, that's right. Game Time. Look, I'm serious. That is a great app. You need to make sure you do that, but also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us get to 12,000. We want to get to 20,000 by the end of the year. I'm ambitious and I want this show to grow, and we keep getting positive feedback. It's so funny. Some of the comments I read that some people leave, just the fact that someone would take their time to literally go to someone's page and just bag on them anonymously. It's just quite entertaining. I just know that some people just really hate themselves. So Jordan has an 8-game hitting streak. Yeah, with no homers. Yeah, I mean, he's hitting the ball. He's hitting line drives. I don't think he needs a few games off, Clint. I think maybe 1 game is fine. You don't want to give Jordan a few games off. But Kyle Tucker, we're talking about him like crazy. How important is this series in Seattle? Well, I'll tell you this. The Astros right now are on pace to go 72-90. Let that sink in, boys and girls. The Houston Astros are on pace to go 72-90, and right now they have played the Mariners 4 times. They've lost 3 out of 4. They lost 2 out of 3. They beat the Astros 3 out of 4. So we've lost 3 out of 4. We lost 2 out of 3 in Houston. One of those games we could have easily won. It was a 5-4 loss, I believe. We come in here, we lose 3-2. I guess the only hope here for me is that Seattle's still not playing that great. This wasn't a great game by Seattle. Yeah, Julio Rodriguez had a good game. J.P. Crawford was 2 for 4. He's been crap, and he's batting .217. He's their leadoff hitter. Mitch Garver had 2 walks. He scored a run. Mitch Garver doesn't score, doesn't get walked. It's 2-2. Ty France gets a hit. He didn't even score, though. I'm looking at the box score, and I'm just astounded. 5 strikeouts, 5 walks, 6 hits, 3 runs. By a team that has a batting average as a team. Listen to this. This will probably upset you. So I'm not trying to make you mad. The only 2 teams I believe that have higher batting averages or lower batting averages than the Mariners I think it's the White Sox and the Marlins. The Mariners team. Now, this just goes to show that team batting average doesn't mean crap, because the Astros are one of the top teams in batting average, and we're not over 500. The Mariners are 3 games over 500. What is this? Is it 3, right? Yeah, 3 games over 500. And their batting average is at the bottom. Why do you keep saying HPU ruined half of the stroke? Are you trying to say umpire? Because you keep typing HPU. That makes me think of my college, Howard Payne University. Clint, you got an error on your keyboard or something. Not a really bad game, but HPU ruined half of the Stros ABs. You mean the ump? You keep typing Howard Payne University. Good job. Oh, home plate umpire. My bad. Dude, just put ump in there. HPU threw me off. That's funny. Thank you, Clint. Thank you, Rio. Thank you, Chris. I had no idea what you were talking about. I was going back to my college days. High above the bayou's waters. Sorry, I almost went into my alma mater. Oh, by the way, I do have to say this. I'm gonna chase a rabbit here. The hat I'm wearing is actually from Memorial Day 2020. Whenever we had the COVID season where there were no fans, and this hat was actually only issued to players. My guy Orlando or Icons hooked me up with this hat, gave it to me. It had really never been worn. I've only worn it a few times, but I wear it on Memorial Day. So thank you for the hat. Yeah, Clint, man, I almost went into my Howard Payne University alma mater song, and I stopped because I'm afraid I think I've forgotten a line or two, and I don't want someone to haze me for that. I mean, this is what the Astros have brought me to. Let's bring it back. Chasing rabbits. This is what you do. This is how you cope. How important is the series in Seattle? I think it's very important. Yeah, first innings are killing us. Like, Rio, hey, Major League Baseball, I've got 2 requests. Now the Angel Hernandez is gone, is leaving. Can we also do the same for the umpire tonight? His name is Vanover. Can Vanover go, like, can he go umpire some other sport, like maybe soccer or cricket or something? He's terrible. Also, can we get a Rob Manfred announcement on Twitter that he's retiring? What else? Can we get rid of first innings? Can we get rid of the ghost runner? Can we stop popping up? Can we stop batting Bregman 4th? Ever since Bregman said the cream always rises to the top, I think he's like 4 for 49. He's not doing good in the 4 spot. I want Alex Bregman to be in the 4 spot and absolutely mash. I want Bregman to be in the 4 spot and absolutely go off and just crush hopes and dreams of opposing pitchers. But he's not doing it. So once they get rid of Bagwell, the thing is, Bagwell is not really in. He's like an advisor. He's in an advisory role. So you could just tell him you're not advising anymore. Instead of the regional manager, instead of the assistant regional manager, you're the assistant to the regional manager. Maybe he could be the assistant to the general manager or something. Anyways, yeah. I mean, what happened? Okay. I just thought about this. What if Jose Abreu the next 3 games, let's say he went, what was it? 1 for 4 today. Make sure I get that right. Where is he? Why am I not seeing it? Oh, he's at the bottom. I'm not used to seeing. Okay, he's 1 for 3. Okay. 1 for 3, had a walk. Now, what if Jose Abreu, no, he didn't have a walk. I'm sorry. He's 1 for 3. What if Jose Abreu the rest of the series, let's say, gets 6 hits. Let's say gets 2 hits in the next 3 games. Let's say he gets 6 hits and ends up with 7 RBI, and the Astros lose a series 3 of the 4 games. Oh, today's Bregman's Today's Bagwell's birthday. Yeah, I didn't say fire Bagwell. I don't want to fire Bagwell, but now think about this. What if Jose Abreu gets like 6 or 7 hits? It's 5, 6, 7 RBI, but the Astros still lose. That would be 2024 in a microcosm. That would be 2024 in a season. Oh, and by the way, guess what tomorrow is? Or if you're listening on Tuesday, guess what today is? It's called X-ray Imaging Day. Both Urquidy and Javier are going to be having images done on their shoulders. Javier's on the IL for 15 days, retroactive back to last Friday, I believe. And now Urquidy's down. So now we're like, yep, we got to get McCullers back. And I've been like, hey, McCullers needs to be a long reliever. No, McCullers, I guess, is going to have to be a starter because it looks like we got more men down. We're going to need Garcia. We're going to need McCullers. Chris goes, I can't take any more bad news this season. Hey, look, man, I'm the messenger. But the bottom line is this. The Astros can only control how they react to this stuff. A lot of people forgot McCullers was on this team. Look, he's throwing bullpens. He's throwing out in the bullpen. He's throwing off the mound. He's getting there. He did say he might not come. Well, he didn't say he might not come back. He said he doesn't know when he's going to come back or if, like, he doesn't know how the process is going to end. So there's a chance Lance McCullers says he's healthy, comes back, and then doesn't do it. Brett Esparza, you mean Espada should have let Abreu. That's what I said that earlier. Abreu should have been DH. Singleton should be first. Hopefully Espada does. I was wondering who Esparza was. First, I thought Brett Esparza was like a player from like Venezuela or something. Miss Scott says, I love me some LMJ. Oh, I'm sure you do, Miss Scott, as do a lot of ladies love LMJ, but he is happily married and has children. So Jeremy Pena even is connected. So is Kyle Tucker. Pretty much all the guys. Yainer Diaz is single, from what I understand. So, there's that. I mean, is this what we've come to? Is this what we've come to? We're now talking about the status of the players. Why do I do this? Why? It's this team, and I already went past 32 minutes. I'm gonna roll with y'all. I might as well. It's 12:34. It's summer. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I'm gonna chill out here another few minutes. Tomorrow I am Eric and I are sitting down, going to be talking to an Astros 6th rounder, a kid in Fayetteville. I think you'll like that. It'll be a good little interview, little 15, 20-minute interview. It'll be fun. But let me ask you, I wouldn't say the team's terrible, Jack. I would say they're not great. It's 8. Fareed Sami, where are you? 8:34 a.m. Are you really watching us from the other side of the world? Let me guess. 8:34. Hold on. Don't tell me what. Okay, are you in the Middle East? I'm just going off. Okay, Lebanon. Boom. What do I win? Do I win something? Fareed, tell me, how long have you been listening? Diana, wait, you're in Alaska? Rio, you're in the UK? Whoa. Man, this is awesome. Look at this. I didn't realize how for 3 years. Bro, I'm honored, man. Thank you. That's amazing. Locked on Astros is global, y'all. Look, that makes me feel good. I don't know about y'all. You want Ethan Holiday. Yeah, I don't know, man. That would be great. I win Jose Abreu batting gloves. Oh, God. I don't know if y'all see the batting gloves in my background. Those are actually Jeff Bagwell batting gloves. They really are. Those are team issue. They're his bat, and each of the index fingers says Bagwell on them. It was really cool. The gift shop was actually selling those. The gift shop was selling those for, I think they were like $20 a piece or something. So I got a pair, and one of them actually has the pad on his hand. So there you go. I got some Bagwell stuff. Born and raised in Htown, though. Oh yeah, no, it's all good. 11 is greater than 4 when you said he'd hit 4. I don't know what y'all are talking about. So hold on. I want to get back to this whole global thing. So we have someone from the UK. Well, okay, you say no Corpus. Okay, I'm confused. Rio, Nueces, where are you from? Wait, Nueces River, that's your name? That is not your name. There's no way that's your name. If you're listening to this, if you're listening to the audio version of this, I'm so sorry. I have no idea if this is connected with you at all. If you just want to Corpus Christi. Okay. But why did you say UK? Like, anyways, trade. No, they're not going to trade Verlander for Kobe Mayo from Baltimore. They're not going to do that. So is Singleton going to be outed with Abreu's return because of the big? I mean, Singleton's going to have to stay here because what if? Yeah. Oh, KB's from A-Leaf. That's what's up. A-Leaf in the house. No, he's not. No. I mean, Singleton's here to stay, I think, for the duration of the year. I don't think you see him go on. I don't think you see him go anywhere else. I listened to the audio version on TuneIn. Oh, really? Very cool. That's cool. Thank you, man. Seriously, thank y'all for. Can we get Hinch back? Why? What? Hinch isn't going to solve anything. I'm sorry. Hinch isn't going to solve anything. I know a lot of people out on a spot, but we got what we got, man. Bob, okay. Now, okay, I'm just going to say this. Third ward, I got you. Raise your hand if you think Bob Taylor is actually from Mishawaka, India. Oh, Indiana. I said India. Indiana. Oh, my God. Oh. Can we get Brett for who? Oh, you mean me? Me as the manager? I don't know. Oh, you know what? Chandler, did he say that in an article or did he tweet that out? I would like to seek that while we're on here. Yeah, I'm just gonna forget this. I'm just like whatevs, bro. Let's just keep rolling. This is fun. I like hanging out with y'all. That's right. Sal, you know what, Bob? I think we talked about this. I don't know why I saw India. I'm thinking international. I'm all over the place. Jack Brown says Chandler Rome said next time Loperfido comes up, either John or Jose are no longer on this team. Look, is it? Oh, on the radio. Yeah, we didn't talk to him. Okay, it was 790. I actually interviewed him on my Back to the Bullpen podcast. If y'all haven't checked that out, check that out. Back to the Bullpen with Mike and Brett. Mike Stanton from Space City Sports Network, or Space City Home Network. Check that out. We have fun on there. I'll be bringing Mike on hopefully next week. Eric will be out, and I'll be bringing on some guest host. But yeah, look, guys, I gotta go. I'm literally quickly running out of steam. This has been great. I've got all these global listeners. I've got people from all over, from Indiana to Texas, from Texas to Lebanon, to all places in between. Who knows? Maybe aliens are listening in outer space. Maybe aliens can bring back Abreu's. Maybe aliens stole Abreu's power like in Space Jam. Maybe there's like a baseball version of the movie. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, man. No, thank you for staying up, Mr. Tahoe. Seriously, I set the time for midnight and I didn't know who was going to show up. Y'all truly are the MVPs. Love you guys and girls. Every one of y'all that watch this show, that listen to this show, that hang with us, that put up with our tomfoolery, sometimes our shenanigans, but we clearly do it because we want you guys to have the best experience here at this podcast. Do us a favor. If you're on Apple, please give us a 5-star review. And look, let me just give some advice because I've noticed a trend whenever I do nows. I notice a lot of thumbs down, or when there's when the Astros lose, I see some thumbs down. If you don't like the fact that they lost, don't give us a thumbs down. Still give us a thumbs up, because if you give us a thumbs down, that messes up our percentage. I don't know if that really does anything, but for us, we see this, we're usually sitting at 98% likes. I would like to be at 100% across the board. So check that out. I think some people do that. Tomorrow, oh, come on, man. Brown Jack says that Brown pitches 50 pitches by the end of the third inning. Please don't say that. Knock on glass. Man. Don't take it out on me because we lose, please. No, anyways. All right, guys. Well, hey, that is all I got. I am out of steam. I'm not young as I once was. I even fumbled the intro, but that's okay. I made up for it, and the audio version won't hear that. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. I'm extremely tired. Had a long day. Was out in Galveston today, hanging with the family. Came back, made dinner, watched the Astros almost win. We'll be back tomorrow night. Doesn't matter, rain or shine, win or lose. Why? Because the Astros are here for us and we're here for you. So for myself, from Eric Huysman, everybody at Locked On Astros, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. This has been another great show. Why? Because you rock. Have a good one. Astros.